Nobody cares. You're a dentist, you've got problems, things can feel overwhelming, but nobody cares. The general population, the non-dental population, to them, with respect to dentists, sympathy, to quote a movie, sits somewhere between shit and syphilis. It's just non-existent. They can sympathise and empathise to a point because, we're all human. We're going through stresses, the tolls they can take. We've all got workplaces, we've all got, bad bosses, good bosses, indifferent bosses. We've got people we work with that are great, and we've got those that you need looking after or need sorting out or need chasing up and all that. And they can sympathise with all of that, with the family stress that goes with running a job. But when you boil it down to getting stuck into the specific things about being a dentist that are really affecting you, sympathy's gone, because nobody likes dentists. The social perception of them is such. And even within the dental world, you can't reach this with your dental nurse either, because some of the stresses are financial, and whilst everyone understands financial stress, you can't talk to someone who's earning $23 an hour and scraping to get their family together about the stresses of you not bringing in enough from the practice for a day, because they'll look at that number compared to their number and they're like, what's your problem? And I guess everyone just likes to beat up on the dentist. I mean, it's like when you go to the doctors for injections, you can see the light in their eyes. The chance to stab the dentist with a needle, the chance to do something to a dentist. It's almost like it's a distinct difference to see you as a person and you as a dentist. And if you try and merge the two, it's just too much for some people. They just run out of sympathy and they don't care. So why am I telling you something you already know? Because you'll have experienced this in some form or other, and hopefully you'll have a support crew at home that do care and understand enough now about the scenario that they can kind of both kind of give you a bit of a reality check and be sympathetic at the same time. But it's just to emphasise the importance of, one, the role of professional help and seeking guidance and counselling from someone that deals with occupational stresses. Maybe not necessarily kind of dental, but they can deal with it in a more, they're able to stand back and put less of their personal experience of their dentist and what they perceive dentistry to be, and deal with you more as a person. It sounds horrible that someone should have to try and separate that and deal with you as a person, but there you go. Unfortunately, it's kind of the case. The other is the importance of community in amongst dentists. In the same way that we kind of will lack self-compassion, a lot of us, and that was something that was found in a study done here in New Zealand maybe a year or two ago, is that we're not very good at extending the sympathy that we would to someone else in the same situation as empathy for ourselves. We're much harder on ourselves. But we've also been kind of brought up with it in the dental environment to whistle blow and judge everyone else as harshly as we've been judged, and that's when an area we need to rein it in. That's where we need to not just be self-compassionate, but compassionate with our colleagues, because it's those interactions and understanding their problems and their difficulties that can help us understand ours too, and also take away that isolation and that loneliness, because you can have the greatest support community outside of dentistry, but they're not going to get it. And I've talked about this before, but it's like Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about it. So you've got to kind of make those connections, find those commonalities with fellow dentists, because some of them will appear to be at the top of their game, but they're still experiencing in some way the problems you are. And then there'll be the other end of the spectrum, where there are people who are struggling more than you are, and your experience will help benefit those. So my plea to you today is to check in with yourself, reach out to somebody. It might be a colleague at work, it might be an old an old buddy from dental school. On Facebook, it might be someone from the other side of the world that's doing something similar to you, but someone that you can actually have these conversations with. But also keep an eye out for a recommended occupational therapist or something like that. It doesn't have to be super formal, but that professional, distanced set of ears, that you're not going to feel judged as you start to kind of pour out your vulnerabilities, and someone that's not just going to be, oh, dentist, what's her problem? Cheers.